Health Education Lecture Series. All the listeners of Health Education Lecture Series, I am your host Gurdeep Singh Sandhu, homeopathic consultant. My clinic address is 9701 Sarah and Court, Dublin, California 94568, and phone number 408 687 1899. Email address homeomedicine at yahoo.com. HOMEOMEDICINE at yahoo.com. So, anytime when you are suffering from any disease at any age and tired of all treatments, please call me for your second opinion of your disease and also of the treatments, so that you can get a proper way of treatment and get well soon. So, today I'm a little late. Sorry for that because of some urgencies. Uh, I was not able to come to the radio station in time. Okay, so let's start today's programs. As you know, we have started the journey of sperm and journey of life. And journey of life has reached up to the description of this body structures and the organs, different organs, and their functions inside the body. And before starting all this functioning and their physiology and their pathology, all that, I would like to just give you some description of some of the indications, some of the symptoms externally shown by this system, by this body, when it falls sick. Because in normal routine, all we are now aware of, because those who are listening these lectures since many months, I think years, it will be more better, because I am delivering these lectures here in USA since 1997. So every day and approximately various channels are delivering my lectures. Various radio station, TV channels, and this newspapers, they are all delivering my lectures and day to day, so that public could be aware about their body, about their disease sickness, and about how they can get rid of this and the diseases. So in this way, there are some indications when a disease starts inside the body. There are some indications represented by this body, and those indications are in the terms of changed symptoms, changed behavior of this body. Uh, as a standard of health, all of you know that. Initially, we have repeated many a times that there are a medical standard of health, which we generally explain every time, that the respiration rate should be from 14 to 16 times per minute. But no doubt, the sannyasis, yogis, they have decreased this number of breathings in a minute from 7 to 10. And it's astonishing that they have their yoga experiments, they have their yoga exercises. With that, they have decreased the number of respirations. Means, whatever the requirement, what's the purpose of respiration? Purpose of respiration is to supply the oxygen from the environment. And you might have noticed that if there be any deficiency of the oxygen by whatever way, maybe because the lungs could not get inflated, lungs could not get the sufficient oxygen, or the lungs could not supply it to the blood and it has not gone to the lungs, heart, or the heart has some problem in its circulations, in its blood vessels, that the sufficient oxygen is not reaching to the cells. In this way, we might have noticed that we breathe more than 16 times a minute. More than 16 times a minute. It indicates that our system is working fast. These circulatory or respiratory systems are working fast. Why? Because they are to fulfill the demand of the cells. The cells need oxygen. Every cell needs oxygen. Every movement needs oxygen. And if there be any deficiencies, the cell will start dying. If for a longer period cells are not getting oxygen properly, then they start dying. That is why they create demand, and that demand by the nervous system goes to the brain, and brain initiates excess of circulatory powers, or you can say the excess of beating of the heart, and also excess of number of breathing per minute, so that this whole system is accelerated, and the deficiency or the demand of the oxygen is fulfilled to each and every cell of the body. In this way, I just told you that the yogis are having their experiments that less number of respirations, can can compensate whatever is desired oxygen inside the body for each and every cell. It means their consumption of the oxygen is less as compared to the exercising person. It means all the time we are not exercising, and even all this time minimum number of respiration is 14 to 16 times. And if it is 14 to 16 times, and during exercise it reaches up to 20-24, you go upstairs and there is hurried breathing, respirations. It indicates that the number of respirations are more than normal. And on the contrary, I am telling you that some of the yogis with their exercises, they have excess oxygen intake by minimum number of respirations. And this is a type of increasing the life extents. Lifespan may be extended longer than normal. And in this way, uh, other medical standard of health, pulse rate 72 to 80 per minute. And if you have Dara Singh was not having his pulse rate above 65, never. He was having less than that. And my purpose to say this thing is that all the exercising persons, heavy exercising persons, they are not having palpitations or the pulse rates of 72 to 80. They have always less. And the same way, they have less respiration rates as well. But still, they are healthy, more than healthy than the normal persons. And there's and they are compensating with minimum respiration rates, with minimum pulse rates. They are compensating the demands of the cells. Each and every cell inside the body needs oxygen, and they are fulfilling the demands as well as the food materials with a minimum. So this is what uh, we have maintained a standard of health, and with which we measure respiration rate, we measure the pulse rate or the heart rates per minutes. We measure, after that we go to the lab, and then the lab has some other medical standard of health, rate of total cholesterol 200. But there are different components of the cholesterols, HDL, LDL, and we have maintained a different ratio for that one for a healthy person. But when a person falls sick means it is not necessary that he will be having some problem in the liver or some problem in a particular type of area in the body. But if the cholesterol by somehow is increased, it indicates some problems, and the medical standard of health is not maintained. But if it is less than 200, then yes, medical standard of health is maintained. And the same way, sugar level. We have measured the sugar level that uh, every person should have minimum quantity of sugar in their blood, 80 milligrams of per 100 ml of blood. In 100 ml of blood, quantity of the sugar should be 80 milligrams. This is the normal standard. But when you exercise and when you do not eat food, it comes down. When you eat food, after half an hour, if you measure that, it goes higher. And in normal persons, it goes up to 160 milligrams per 100 ml of blood. And for the diabetic persons, it goes more than 200. In this way, a medical standard of health is maintained. But when all these lab tests, sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, and different WBC counts, different WBC counts, and total count of RBCs, all these things, we have now a standard of health that this should be from 3,000 to 4,000 plus. And this triglyceride should be 450 to 1,500 up to. And this way, the leukocytes, different components of the leukocytes has their different measurements in a standard of health that they should be at this range. But if that range is maintained, we say person is healthy. But whenever this range is increased or decreased or exchanged, exchange means neutrophil we need 60 to 70%, but neutrophil has come down to 50 to 60%, and or it has increased more than 11,000, 10,000, and ultimately other cells, other components of the blood to compensate 100, other components of the blood cell will come down. Not blood cell, you can say the leukocytes, only WBCs, white blood corpuscles. They will change in their ratios. Some of the cell will go down immediately, and when some type of cells are going down, just like we have the ratio of eosinophil, that should be 7 to 10%. And if any of the components is increased relatively, eosinophil is decreased, it will indicate some problem in the respiratory problems. And if it increased more than way high than 10, it also indicates some types of heart and lungs problems. In this way, we have a standard of health, we measure it. But today, my question is that whenever externally, without any lab test, or even with the lab test, what's that one? Lab tests are basically the proof what we recognize externally from a body, externally from the working of this body. Lab tests are the proof of that. And in this way, first of all, at the first instance, when you go to see a relative, you go to see a sick person, and what you will see, what you will presume from his bodily expressions, this is what today I want to explain you, that before going to inside of the body, means by the lab test, before using any medical technology, the instruments, just checking the blood pressures, just using all other temperatures or thermometer and all these. Even these are small instruments. Even these are table instruments. You can say that every doctor has on its table. And before using all these instruments, all these devices, which indicate something for us, for the doctors especially, there are some indications, there are some symptoms which are represented by the internal organs externally on our body. And we can recognize that these are the sign and symptoms of what? For what organs are damaged inside, or what system is damaged inside. Function, what type of function is deteriorated or is not normal inside the body, because there are nine systems inside the body, and the working of the nine systems, if it's going normally, it results in the normal healthy life. And if a person falls sick, it means one or the more system inside the body is not working normally, and it is not resulting to a normal life. So means normal life means he is healthy. So if he is not healthy, he is not living a normal life, and that abnormal life indicates abnormal life of working functioning of the internal organs express themselves on the external body symptoms. And I will describe you some of the symptoms today, so that when you see a face of a sick person, when you go to see him, you can recognize many of the things before going to the doctor, that he is suffering. He is, first of all, he is sick. Second, he is sick because of what? What type of disease he may be having, or what type of organ inside the body is not working, or what type of diagnosis we can make externally, unless before going to the doctors, so that we can send him to a proper type of doctor. Because nowadays, that previously there was only one hakim, one doctor for each and every patient, sick persons. But nowadays, it has started by the medical science, that every system has its individual doctor. Not only systems, every organ has a different individual doctor, and they have their specialization for that particular organs. And even the minute changes they recognizes, and then they treat even the minute changes. But before going to that one, before they have detected this thing by the other instruments, by the lab tests, and by the specialized machineries, whatever has been initiated nowadays, developed in the medical science, what you see, what any other layman person can see on the body, that this person is sick, and this person, what type of disease he is having, what type of organs are not working normally inside his body, you can recognize that. So first of all, this thing is known as window to internal damages, window to internal changes in the system. It's a type of window. Okay. And in this window, we see the manifestations outwardly, what has gone wrong inside. Just like I can give you one example, that our switch is somewhere. When you make the switch on or off, your light on the roof or your fan on the roof, it goes on working. They have distance in between that. Similarly, external impression of the internally damaged organs has a particular type of expressions, and those particular type of expressions are indicating us that this indication is because of the heart damage, because of the lungs damage, because of the liver damages, and whatever way. So those important things I would like to recognize, and I would like to tell you also, that through the window, what we can see. Body is our window for the internal system working inside the body to produce a normal life. Normally, why this thing happens? First of all, before going to the sign and symptoms, first of all, what we should recognize, what we should understand, that why a person falls sick, why these abnormal changes we see on his face, on his skin, on our nails, on our ears, wherever, whatever we see a sign of sickness, sign which is not normal of the healthy persons, why it is? First thing, immunity. Always, immunity has become weaker as compared to the sick influences. Influences means which have produced the diseases, which has suppressed the vital power and produced some abnormal symptoms. Our vitality wants to run all the organs run in a standardized way, that this should be just like I just told you, the respiration rate, the heart rate, pulse rate, all other things. The immunity make it happen that every organ should work in a order. But if they are not working, it means the immunity is not perfect. And somehow immunity has weakened. That is why some of the functions inside the body are changed. So, first thing, the weakness of the immunity. And that is why some changes in our normal functioning of the organ has resulted, and that expresses themselves. The changes are internal, expresses himself externally on our body, which everybody can see. There is a fire in your kitchen, and if a person goes on the roof and cry for help, ultimately he will tell you, his cry will tell you, oh, there is a fire in my kitchen, there is a fire in my living room, whatever. The same way, these symptoms, which are expressed by the body externally, are indicative of the changes inside the body, and particularly in which system or in which organs. So, this we can recognize from that one. The second thing, when a person falls sick, the second point weakness is the hormonal system. Hormonal systems inside the body is working just like you have everything in your kitchen, but you do not have matchbox. Every wooden coil, everything, gas, whatever is required to burn light, everything is there, but you do not have match, you do not have lighter to fire it. Then everything will remain there, you cannot cook. Everything is there, our utensils are there, but you cannot cook because you do not have matchbox, you do not have you can light that one, your cooking gas, cooking range, or your coil or woods, whatever. You cannot. Hormones are produced by the hormonal glands, and they are situated inside the body on different places, and they work as a lighter, they work as a matchbox. And with their functioning means they initiate the function of different organs, they initiate the functions of the different organs, and whatever they produce, this is known as hormones. These are some different type of glands situated in different part of the body, and they produce hormones. Hormones are known as secretions. Whatever is coming out of every organ is divided into two things. One is known as secretion, other is known as excretions. Excretion means whatever has been produced by the body organ is going out of the body. Your stool, your urine, your sweating, your breathing, it's expelling out many things. And those things which are going by these routes out from the body is known as excretions. But some of the waste product, basically this is the waste product of different organs, and some of the waste product of different organ, especially the endocrine glands, is known as secretions, not excretions. Secretions. Secretions means this excretion of some organs which remains inside the body and is used by other organs for their normal functioning. I give the example for this one. Just like honeybee. Honeybee expels out whatever we eat that as a special food. And same way. But that is waste product for him. That's excretion for her. Okay? Honey is a special food for us, whereas the honey is a waste product of the honeybee. The same way in our body, some of the excretions are expelled out from the body, they are not used again. But some of the secretions are the type which are used inside the body by different other organs. Just like I give the example by hormones of the pituitary glands. In its endocrine glands, pituitary glands, it produces various hormones, many hormones, which ignite, which stimulates many other organs for their normal functions. And just like thyroid glands, it produces many hormones which are utilized by other organs for their normal functions. Testosterone hormone, which is stimulated to produce the spermatozoas, and also it stimulates the hair growth, it stimulates the stout body musculatures and all that's used by the muscles. The same way, estrogen and progesterone, these are the hormones produced by the ovary of the females, and these hormones are also doing the same, just like the testosterone is doing something. It makes flabby body, it makes soft body, it changes the voice of the females. Same way, every endocrine gland secretes, and that secretion is known as hormone, and hormones are used just like a lighter to stimulate other organs for their normal functioning. So, second thing, if the body or any individual part or any individual system inside the body is not working normally, it is secondary. First thing was the immunity. The second thing is the hormones. That hormone, a type, particular type of hormone, is not produced in a sufficient quantity. Means, if a lady is having menstrual problems, if a lady is not conceiving in a normal family lives, if a lady, she should not have beard and mustaches, but she has beard and mustaches. All these indications, or a man who should have beards and mustaches, he's not having a beard and mustaches. All these indications are indicating us that the hormonal system is somewhere defective and is not stimulating a particular type of function of individual organ which is responsible for producing the beards and mustaches in the male and making clean face in case of the females, is responsible for producing the testosterone hormones or erection in the penis, or on the other hand, it is responsible for producing the normal ovulations, and it is responsible for the fertilizations. Also, it is responsible for pregnancy, delivery, and everything. So it means if any of the function is not going normally, which we assume that every person, just like for the kids, we assume that every kid should crawl in 3 to 5 months. Every child should stand within 8 to 9 months. Every child should walk at 11 months. Every child should speak 6 to 7 months, mama, papa, whatever, and ultimately, every child should have first teeth at the age of 5 to 6 months. All these are the normal standards, and we know about this thing. But if these things are not happening in a sequence, in a normal way, it means the hormonal system somewhere which is responsible for these functioning inside the body is not normal. So when you start going to find out who is thief, you will find out his footprints, you will find his fingerprints and everything and all that. Then you will recognize that, oh, this is the particular person we are finding. In this way, from the body, we recognize that this person is sick. Number one, his immunity is weak, maybe deficiency of food, maybe bad environments, or maybe overburden. And the second thing, we are asking about the immune system responsibility of the hormonal function inside the body. The hormonal function is not normal because I told you there's a pituitary gland, there is a pineal gland, there is a the thyroid gland, there is a adrenaline glands. There are many more other glands which produce different kind of hormones which are responsible for the functioning of the other organs. So second, we say that if a person falls sick, maybe his hormonal level is not normal of a particular type, not all the hormones. He is having beard and mustaches. Testosterone hormone is normal. She is having normal menstruations and everything is going normal without any hindrance, without any problem. Her estrogen and progesterone hormones are normal in this way. But if these things are not normal, it indicates that the hormonal balance is not normal and the functioning of these organ relatively is not normal. And whatever they should do and they are responsible for, they will not be able to do that. So second thing is excretion of waste products. Suppose hormones are normal. Suppose immunity is weak, he's having very good, he's doing exercise and this and that, healthy body. Otherwise, he's otherwise healthy body. He's going to walk every day. If he's an old person, he's doing exercise. He go to gym every day, and he is having a beard and most stitches. And if she is doing all these things, and she is having normal menstruation and everything. But third thing is, if the evacuation of waste product from the body is not normal, we have to find it out. Simple thing. A person is having constipation. A person is having constipations. You can well imagine how he feels. A lady is not having normal menstruations, missing the periods. You can well imagine his mentality and his feelings. Same way, when excretions from the body is not evacuating normally, this may be the reason of his disease. So first of all, when a go to the doctor, they ask, "Have you gone to stool normally? Have you pee normally? Have you sweat normally?" All these things. Do you eat normally? Do you have appetite normal? Do you have sleep normal? All these things they inquire from and they find it out. Oh no, no, doctor, I'm having constipations. Or the lady said, "No, my menstruation is not normal. I'm missing the periods." Or if there's irregularity of human, there are many more terms: menorrhagia, metrorrhagia, dysmenorrhea, amenorrhea. There are many more terms related to the menstruations, and she will explain something like that, that this is the abnormality. So means it indicates the evacuation from the body, which should be normally evacuated, is not evacuated normally from the body. Just like in our home, if garbage is not removed normally from our homes, what will happen? It will smell all around. It will smell all around. And even we will not be able to work, to live in the house, smelling all around. So, third thing for any sick person is that the evacuation from his body are not normally evacuated. And if it is not normal evacuated, means it will cause problem in the normal day-to-day functioning of the home and functioning of the body. So waste product is accumulated inside the body, and that is causing the problem, diseases, or all that things. After that, a particular type of organ is not performing his duty. Respiration, there are different types of respiration: sighing, whistler, this and that, so many things. So when you see I'm breathing normally, I'm not feeling anything. And even if a person is breathing normally, he do not feel anything, it's okay. But if a person is feeling any problems by breathing, deep breathing, or through the nose, he is feeling difficulty in that one. In this way, if a person is any organ of his body is not normal, it will indicate by some of the symptoms on your body. So first thing, let us start with this one, because it's a long lecture. But these are the you can say the basic things I want to let you know, that if a person falls sick, his immunity will be weak. If a person falls sick, his endocrine system or the hormonal system will not be normal. If a person falls sick, it means his waste is still in the body somehow. Stool, urine, sweating, everything, breathing, all these things are not coming normally out from the body. And also, the garbage is remaining inside the body, that is causing the problems. So, these three things in the initial stage, we have to find out if it is there, and then we can recognize that he is sick because of this. We can pinpoint this thing, his problems. If a person is no, I'm having I do not have any problem in the respirations. No, my menses are coming normally. There's no problem. No, I go pee every day, I go stool every day, everything is. But then you're a normal, but still you are weak, still you feel I'm sick. It means the immune system is weak. He should perform his 100%, but it is not performing. It means the immune system is low as compared to the normal standard of health. So, in this way, the first and foremost sign we see from the body of a sick person is number one, we have a different type of colors: black colors, white colors, and wheat colors, just like our wheat colors in this way. But away from this color, if a person has a pink tint on the skin, yellow color, yellow color on the skin, on the, if you he see you and you see, oh, your eyes are yellow, then the conjunctiva, that the white portion of the eyes, that is known as conjunctiva, that conjunctiva is looking yellow. Even we see it when you take and dilate your lid, it will see yellow colors. Then you can say it's external manifestation of the damages of the liver. Means he is having pelia jaundice. Its medical term is known as icteris. So he is having icteris. He is having jaundice. Jaundice, everybody knows that. But in Punjabi, they know it pelia. So pelia indicates that the functioning of the liver is not normally, and it is represented outwardly by the skin, that he is having yellow skin. And it's not only the yellow skin, even nails becomes, even urine become yellow. So there are many other functions which we can see that they have changed their color, that have changed their color. And ultimately the functioning, what the function of the liver, just we knew that to digest food and to bring out bile, to also this and you can say that if sugar goes to the liver in the blood, it's subdivided into three portions. If cholesterol goes to the liver, it's subdivided into cholesterol, total cholesterol, LDH, HDL, triglycerides. All these, it divides the components in this way. But if these components, just like I think in my previous lecture I told you, whatever iron in the blood, that blood goes to the liver. One more thing I would like to explain, that everybody knows that the from heart circulation, blood circulation, keeping oxygen and the food material goes to each and every cell, and from each and every cell is goes back to the heart again. This is the circulation or circulatory system complete. But there are some differences, just like our chapter is concerned with this one, so I can explain this one, that this blood which is drained from the intestines does not go directly to the heart. All other cells send their blood directly to the heart. It is coming from the heart, going to the heart by the venous systems, but the blood which is distributed to the intestine from the heart, and it does not go directly to the heart back, it goes to the liver, and that system is known as portal system. And from the portal system, when the child was in the mother's womb, it goes to the umbilical cord, and that umbilical cord attached with the portal system, and that portal system supplies the this blood to the liver. Even in mother's womb, this was happening. The blood was going to the fetus, the whole body, and from the intestine, the blood was going to the liver by this portal system, and the blood from the mother, because at that time there was no other source for making the blood, making the food, and making the oxygen. It was only the blood of the mother. And from the mother side, it goes to the umbilical cord, and it goes to the liver. So means two type of things are supplying the blood to the liver when the child is in the mother's womb. But after that, that connection is cut off. Mother's connection is cut off. Now only one system remains, that the intestinal blood, in spite of going directly to the heart, it goes to the liver. It continued to go to liver because it was going to the liver already. And the liver, what it does to the different components. I am just related to this jaundice. The iron which has been collected into the blood from the intestines goes to the liver, and it is subdivided into bilirubin and biliverdin. These are known as bile pigments and bile salts. And these bile pigments and bile salts are distributed distributed and sent back to the circulation heart by there is one vein that's known as a zygous vein. No need to remember this one, but just think that from the liver again, now it goes to the heart back after taking a long turn, not directly from the portal system to liver, liver from liver to zygous vein to the heart. In this way, a bypass a system, and then if the bilirubin and biliverdins are produced in excess by the subdivision of the iron which is entering into the liver, then it will give a yellow tint to your skin, to your eyes, to your stool, to your urine, everywhere. It will be a yellow color. So that indicates that it was the responsibility of the liver. If liver is not responsible, it is sending it, subdividing it, sending it. It's not breaking it into normal way, and ultimately more bilirubin, more biliverdin is going to the blood, and it is giving its own tint. That's the yellow tint, and the yellow tint indicates that the function of the liver is not normal, maybe toxic, maybe in general, just like a snake bite. A person is having snake bite, he will be having this kind of conditions. A person having fatty liver, damaged liver by any means, by any reason. There are many more reasons. We will come to the liver section, and then I will describe you many reasons. And under those conditions, liver will not function normally, and then it will subdivide the iron and send back more bilirubin. Biliverdin will not store inside that, will send it back, and ultimately that will show up on the skin, in the eyes, in the nails, in the urine, in the stools, everywhere it will show us. So if you see yellow discoloration of the skin, in spite of wheat color, in spite of black color, or in spite of white color, you see yellow color, it indicates that liver is not functioning normally. And you are seeing your relative, you are seeing your friend or anybody, sick persons, ultimately you will suggest him, okay, go to the liver doctor, go to that kind directly. So do not waste your time. You are having this kind of problems, you should go to that in a homeopathic system, we take up history from head to heel, not like other doctors. The individual doctor for liver, individual doctor for intestines, individual doctor for heart, individual for lungs. No, not at all, because the life is a single unit, and a single unit is controlling all the nine systems, and we have to work with the single unit power, single life in this body. So that's why our way is different from them. But I have to explain the things what's going on in the medical science, and how they treat the patients individually, section by sections. In this way, if you see yellowness, it indicates the damages into the liver. But after that, there are different other colors I will explain next day, because now my time is over, and because this is long lecture. Still, I need to explain the skin colors, different type of skin colors, then different type of other nail colors, different type of hairs. There are and face colors, eyes. There are many other changes which indicates the different type of diseases are on the skin. Otherwise, in the face, on the different body parts, we see different type of skin colors. They are indicative of some different other diseases. So in this way, I will tell you, explain you time to time all these things. But I will request you, if ever you feel that these lectures are beneficial to you, you are learning many things, then convey this message to your nearest and dearest, so that they can listen these lectures, they can enlighten, they can learn about the body, how this body is formed, how this body is working, and if it's not working normally, how we can come to know that this is not working. But if it's falls sick, if you know the reasons behind that, if you know the reasons behind that, it's easy to teach that one. So I am telling you each and everything systematically, how the life was created, how it was developed, everything step by step I'm telling in these lectures. So please convey this message to your nearest and dearest, so that they also can watch these on me on Facebook, YouTube, Sabrang radio station, Pravaz radio station. There are various other radio stations. They are requesting me, and I am giving them free lectures for the benefit of the community, so that everybody should be enlightened about this body. So my time is over today. I'm your host, Gurdeep Singh Sandhu, homeopathic consultant. My clinic address is 9701 Sarah N. Court, Dublin, California, 94568. Phone number 408 687 1899. Anytime, if you are suffering from any disease at any age, and you are tired of treatments, to get second opinion of your disease or of your treatment, please call me at 408 687 1899. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow, this lecture will be in Hindi, because yesterday it was Punjabi, and today I started in English, and next day it will be in Hindi. And step by step, I will explain each and everything in all three languages: English, Hindi, Punjabi, so that every person who knows Hindi, English, Punjabi, they can understand all these things in their own language. Rab Rakha, will see you tomorrow in Punjabi lectures. Thank you. Bye. Sorry, Hindi lectures.